In your company's digital world, there are thousands, maybe millions of doors. But have you ever really stopped to ask, who actually holds the keys? Well, today, we're going to unlock the critical principles of database security.
Just think about that for a second. Your customer lists, your financial records, maybe even your secret product formulas. All of it completely open to everyone. I mean everyone, from the CEO down to the brand new intern. It sounds like a total nightmare, right? A recipe for chaos. But that's exactly what a database becomes without proper security.
And this really gets to the heart of it. On one side, you've got that one master key, which is just chaos waiting to happen. But on the other, you have this idea of giving out specific keys for specific jobs. That brings order, security, and real control. And that, right there, is the fundamental idea behind database security.
So the big question is, how do we actually do this? How do we give everyone the right key? Well, we use the database's own built-in, sophisticated security feature, SQL Login Roles. The best way to think about it is like a digital keycard system for all of your data.
This system really does two fundamental things. First, it figures out who can even get in the building. Who can access the database server at all. And then, once they're inside, it dictates exactly which doors they can open and what they're allowed to do in each room.
So let's break that down. First up, you've got the login. Just think of this as your unique employee ID badge. Its only job is to get you through the front door. It proves you are who you say you are. And that whole process, that's called authentication.
Okay, next up is the role. So you're inside the building now. Your role, your job title like accountant or marketer, is what decides which set of key cards you get. It's not about who you are personally, it's all about what you do for the company. And finally, we have permission. This is what each of those key cards actually lets you do. Can you only view the files, or can you edit them too? Can you just walk into a room, or can you, completely redecorate it? This is what we call authorization, the specific things you're allowed to do. Now, to make life a little easier, databases come with a set of pre-made key cards for really common jobs. We call these fixed server roles, and they're designed for all the standard administrative tasks you can think of, right out of the box.
And these aren't just any old keys. They are powerful, pre-configured bundles of permissions. They basically establish a clear chain of command within the entire database system, pretty much just like a real company org chart.
And this slide really lays out that hierarchy perfectly. At the very top, you've got the sysadmin role. That's the building owner. They have the master key to literally everything. A step down from that, you have DB owner. Think of this as a floor manager. They have full control, but only over their specific department, their database. Then you have roles like DB data reader for, say, an analyst who needs to look at the data but absolutely cannot change it. And way down at the bottom, there's public. That's the basic access pretty much everyone gets. It's like being allowed to stand in the lobby.
But what happens if none of those pre-made key sets fit the job? Well, that's when you have to craft a custom pass. This is where user-defined roles come in, letting you tailor access with surgical precision.
Okay, let's make this real. Imagine your company just hired a new financial analyst. They definitely need to see accounting data, for sure. But they absolutely should not have access to sensitive HR records or, the company's core servers.
This table shows you exactly how we'd build their custom role. We give them read and write access to the accounting floor. Perfect. But look at what's denied. Any ability to see, change, or delete HR files. And absolutely no way they can get into the mainframe room. See, it's all about that precision.
This whole process, this whole idea, it follows one of cybersecurity's golden rules, the principle of least privilege. And the idea is actually really simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You give an employee the absolute minimum access, the fewest keys that they need to do their job, nothing more.
So why does all of this stuff matter so much? Because getting these roles right, well, it isn't just some technical thing you check off a list. It has huge, real-world consequences for the entire organization. Look, this isn't just theory. Getting these roles right is the absolute bedrock of your data strategy. It's how you protect your customers' privacy, it's how you comply with all those regulations, and it's how you make sure the data you use for every single business decision is actually trustworthy.
Let's be super specific here. A good role-based system actively prevents data breaches, which can be catastrophic. It's absolutely essential for complying with laws like GDPR. It also maintains the integrity of your data so you can actually trust your own numbers. And of course, it protects your most valuable secrets, your intellectual property. And hey, if you need one final number to prove why this is so critical, here it is. $4.45 million. That was the average cost of a single corporate data breach last year. This isn't just about good IT practice, it's about protecting your entire business from catastrophic harm.
So we end right where we started, with that central question. Every piece of data your company has is an asset inside a vault. And the security of that vault, it comes down entirely to a simple, deliberate choice you have to make. Who gets a key, and which door does it open?